Hi, I'm Chris and this is Stefan. We're from Showcase Displays here at Millie's Hallmark, and today we're going to do a little demonstration on multiple platform use over a vinyl lake bed for North Pole displays for Department 56.
We're also going to do a backdrop that's meant to be lit, so you have an idea of how to do that very quickly, and show some other tricks and tips and something that we haven't done before, which is to do kind of a multi-configuration display and have fun with it. So we're going to spend some time. We brought a few buildings to show you how to set it up. So we hope you enjoy it. The mission was to take a few foam sheets and try to use pretty much all of it as much as possible. So we tried to kind of draw it and cut different layers and different heights. So what you see there is a bunch of platforms that we're going to carve. Chris already glued some together, right? Not all of them. And then we're gonna play with it. And you can use all these platforms as separate to make a big, wide display, or you can stack them together to make something tall and different.
We made sure to cut some, because North Pole pieces are pretty small, we made sure to cut some for like one piece and an accessory. We've got some slightly wider ones that you can fit two pieces on. And then we've got some of these Y-shaped pieces and other assorted platforms where you can fit 3 buildings. And you'll notice that we have all the varying heights. We've got a couple pieces that are only 2 inches thick, some 4s, there's going to wind up being some 6s, and then we've got some 8s, which are 4 pieces of 2-inch foam.
Yep, and then we're going to carve some arches in them. So by the time we're done, what we're going to try to do today is just carve kind of the front face of it, maybe a little bit of the sides, so that you don't sit here watching us carve the back of it, which is really not necessary, because we'd like to get to the end of it, do a little bit of blue and white painting, some glittering, the backdrop behind it, so that on the video we can have some finished scenes with the houses on it and some trees, and show it in a couple of different ways.
Yep.
So I think it's going to go pretty quick, and hopefully look nice at the end.
Here's hoping.
That's right. That's right. All right. So let's take out the carving tools.
Okay.
And we're going to get going on that. So for North Pole, I'll take a little stack that's glued together. All right. What I like to do, because we're going to use the blue and the white painting at the end, I want to hit the blue with on the edges and stuff. So I'm going to do some long strides in it and try to make it a little tapered inwards so that they look a little bit like iceberg, but you could carve it whichever way you'd like. So I don't think mine's on here yet. Right here, okay, unpainted obviously, but with a little bit of caves in there, and we could actually do the caves through. Because the idea with this is that we're not going to do, we don't need to do any holes for electrical, because we're going to have these platforms kind of cascading from the front and the cords falling to the back. And then if there's a platform in the way in front of another one for the cord, we'll just cut like a little channel so the cord can go through. So at the end, when we all set it up, you won't see any cord because we didn't bring any cord. You won't see any cords because that's a good way to do it. But if we had cords, you wouldn't see them because it would be hidden. It's the best way to do it, right? Let's take the big one here. I go here first and then there first. No fingers in the way?
Nope, I'm good.
It's going to be interesting YouTube video if there is. 3 fingers on the ground.
I know of 1 finger you'd see.
You may want to edit that. Does that look okay on your side?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And then see if I can do it over here.
Go a little deeper.
Okay, so far so good.
Yep.
We can make it bigger with the other carving tools, but that gives us a good head start. top. Straight.
You're fine.
All right. We've got some glue on some of these over here.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. So cart this one over here. The way that we did the arch and the carving, they'll look quite a bit different, and then the way that we angled them will help as well. So we've got, let's see what we got here. We've got this, we got this, we got a 2-inch, a 4-inch, another 4-inch, we've got 8-inch, and this guy's not glued together. This is glued together, so I'll do this.
You want one of the long flat ones carved up?
Yeah, please, that'd be great. When you have one that's just 2-inch or 4-inch, you could take the sculpting tool and kind of just do some carving with it. But as soon as you get to 6-inch, 8-inch, it starts to be too wide for the tool. So I tried to use the same tool across so that you kind of have a consistent look. But you know, even though we're two people working on it and we have slightly different style, at the end you'll see that it kind of all blends in together.
Especially once you get the blue edges on everything, it'll kind of look contiguous.
Yep. How we can use, so you got the flat end of it, which was the bottom, and kind of using it for doing some little upwards standing ice formation kind of thing, which will add some interesting feature to our display here. So we make them a little more pointy here. Save that for later. Another quick one here. It could be on the platform or in the water, whatever. And you can slide that so the mat is. So hopefully you sort of see where we're going with this. They could be all laid out in different all different ways. Yeah, that guy's not carved up yet, but it could be used for a little backdrop. Sure. All right. So how's it look from the front? Is there some good elevation, or is it? I don't know. I didn't want to use 2-inch foam because then it would be 2-inch plus a space plus 2-inch, and it starts to be pretty thick. So I did 1-inch. There's going to be a space of 1 inch and then another 1 inch at the back, so that it's got a bit more dimension than just a simple foam sheet. And then the cool thing about the spacing is that that's going to be used to put lights in there so that it glows between the two panes. So I'm going to do a quick carving of that and show you how to use the cutting as your little shelf for your lights. Because the problem with lights, if you don't have a stopper down there, you know, your lights are just going to go down there. You have to pin them or whatever. So by using the outline that we cut and using it as a spacer, it provides a little bedding for the lights to be on. So I'll show that, and then we'll just use it as an example for this at the same time. So the idea is that one is going to be obviously taller, one a little shorter, but I don't want to cut too much off because it's better to have too much and cutting it down if we need it than going too short, especially for one of these, because it's not going to be pinned to anything. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to start with the back one. be anywhere? Yeah, we'll just wing it.
Haven't seen it.
That's all right. Okay.
We probably threw it away.
Yeah, yes. Right. Okay. So I'm going to take this one here. And sorry about that. And I'm just going to give it a random shape. Usually start a little lower on the side and go a little higher near the middle.
And this you don't have to peel the back.
Well, yeah, that's right. I peeled the front film, but the back I'm not removing the film because this will be the very back of the display. It actually provides a little bit more.
Hold it together. Hold it together.
Yes. Yes, hold it. Yeah, exactly. It holds it together, so the silver will stay there, and then I'm gonna keep the silver on this one also because it's gonna help reflect the little lights that are gonna be in there as well for the glow. But the white part of it, yeah, that had to go. So here's a sample kind of start of it, and now I'm just gonna give it a bit more shape to it. You want to do this before you glue. If you're doing a multiple pane type of mountain, you want to carve them before you glue them together because it's going to be a little hard once you have another set of mountains in front of this one. So, and this you can do with pretty much any of the tools. I mean, it could be a straight knife, sculpting tool, anything. Okay. Okay. So just that one pass already gives it a little bit more, something more interesting than cut foam. But I want to do a little more because the mountain that's going to be in front of it, the other pane, is going to let us see, a fair amount of this one. Take a little bit more off. Okay. How's it going, Chris?
Good.
All right. And in some areas like this one, I'd like to continue this kind of slope here, so I'm going to give it a little cut like that. And if we put snow on this, it's going to get stuck in the little groove there, and that's kind of nice. I can cut it further. Piece for this, and I'm going to. We're good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to cut.
You just want it straight?
So I want to like about 2 inch of that.
Okay.
So 2 inch across.
Yep.
Makes sense. Got it. Okay. That's going to be our spacer to hold the lights, and then we can use the bottom part of it as the spacer to keep the whole thing stable. Does that make sense so far, or makes no sense at all? Yeah, okay. I got one thumbs up. Okay. And then we're going to show the under cabinet lighting thing idea. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, sir. Okay, so this, believe it or not, it's a useful piece. because it is our, what is it? Hang on a second. It's our spacer. Glue it down like this, not too low, not too high, because you don't want to see it, but you want to have enough room so that you can put one of those strings of lights, whatever color you like. I mean, I prefer LEDs because they're brighter. Some of them you can change the colors and stuff. And what you can do is you glue this here with the glue gun or whatever, and this is going to be, yes, our spacer down there at the bottom. All right. We can just glue it together if we want to, but so this is going to be the back of our mountain, and we're going to put a string of light in here that's going to glow against that one on the back of it. So Chris, if you can hold it.
Yeah.
That.
Do you want to glue?
Yeah, let's glue it. It's going to be easier.
Ow.
It's useful for waxing if you want it.
Get some of those pesky hairs.
That looks good.
Do you drill holes in that 2-inch piece for the lights to go out of them, or are they laid flat?
The light cord?
The lights.
So the light cord, there's a couple of things. You can do like a hole down here if you wanted to drop it down here, or through the side. So the light, the strings of lights typically have a plug at one end, right? Or the LEDs, and it would sit on top of this.
Flat?
It can be flat, or just even, as long as they don't show from the front, right?
Oh, you could always tape them.
Yeah, but they should be able to just sit there, as long as you stuff them in there, because what you don't want to see is the light bulb sticking out. You just want to see the glow of it. So we'll put that on top here, like that. So, yeah, we can just show it like that. So from the front, obviously you don't see the spacers, but when you look in it, the spacer's there. You stuff your lights all in here. You probably shouldn't have to pin them. If you have some pesky ones that are sticking out, then you can pin them. But by this way, your cords are not going to fall all the way at the bottom. Stay there. You should have a nice little glow in between the panes. The silver film is still there, so it's going to help with that reflection. And then at the bottom here, we can make some holes for these cords for the houses. So we can put it probably, it's going to stay, but so this mountain might be a bit too big for this, but again, we can stack this thing even higher if we want to. Does that make sense for the backdrop?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And
Glue that down
glue that down to this. That's
to this one.
Yeah, that's the other side. And then I'm going to make a couple of small pillars here.
So I've got a little dish there.
Oh, this thing? Yeah, the dish, yeah. Let me put this in there. We're going to carve it. So here's the idea. And I probably should make it taller, but as an example, does it fit in there? Take out this one. Okay, so this is going to get carved up, and this would be, the pillars would be taller, but the way that Chris did it, by emptying this, now you could put some lights in here, okay, and hidden from this edge, and then when you light it up, then it will light under, like a cabinet that you would underlight. They will send you a glow down there. So if you have water or another piece of display, it will have some nice light effect without actually seeing the light. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to make him.
Do you want taller pillars?
Yeah, yeah. Going to give it a little bit of blue, but he's going to come back with some white. Do another. Oh yeah, you can do it there if you want.
The white just kind of takes the edge off.
Yeah, depending on how blue you want it. There's also different kinds of blue. This one is more of a translucent kind of blue. I don't want them too blue, but this is, yeah, this is good. Got just to my taste. That up here. These kind of small flakes. I hope they work. Well, they will work. Okay. Sorry. It's sideways there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that really shows up. You want to pass that one around?
Yeah, I'll pass it around. And this actually helps a lot with the lights. When you light something up, the glittering shows up quite nicely. So, yeah.
Put this in a salt shaker.
Yes. That'll be easier than this. You're going to want the cord to go through this, so you want to make sure that there's a hole there and hide it with some snow. But it'd be easy to do. You want to pass me the trees? I'll play with the trees. Thank you, sir. Cute. Hey, then let's just start playing with that. Oh, you know what? We should leave a little space for the background
Oh yeah.
at the end.
We have a lot of things to give away in November, don't we?
Oh my gosh, we got like a container full of stuff.
Yes.
Do you have to make a reservation for November?
Are you gonna put the back?
Yeah, we're gonna put the backdrop in there. So the backdrop's a bit big for this, but
No, I don't think it is.
No,
it's actually pretty good. Yeah.
No, it's just.
I mean, obviously colored would be nice. Same color scheme, but that's the idea. So one of the benefits of this kind of display is by doing individual little platforms. First of all, they're easier to store. And second of all, you can reconfigure this in many, many different ways and it will look different. You can unstack them, stack them, so it gives you a lot of potential without having to plan too much. So just one more way to do a display with very little planning.
Once again, we are Showcase Displays, and we would like to thank Millie's Hallmark. If you have any questions, you can call the store at 480-893-3777.
Thank you. Decided to coordinate since we're on video. I actually had this hat for a couple of months following his lead, and we've had the shirt, but I keep forgetting bringing them, and he had it, I had the shirt, and so I texted him last night. I said, I'm wearing the shirt and the hat, and he says we're good. So, but he's wearing sleeves, so you can make, you know, it'll be easy.